Alright, let's talk about the Asus G14 2021 edition from a non-gamer perspective. My name is Jamal and this is 11 Tech. Let's get into it. Right off the back, I just want to talk about some advantages, some things that I really enjoyed about this gaming laptop. So the first things first, it's a 14-inch gaming laptop. You know, very compact for what you're getting. A lot of power packed into this small form factor that fits in a lot of bags that I own. And then to add on to the size, like I said, it's just very powerful. Like it can literally handle like most things that you throw at it. Any games that I would play personally, like League of Legends, you know, Fortnite, Maple Story, Sonic Generations, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, like any of those games, it can handle those games fine. Halo Infinite, I tried a little bit. Valorant, I played. It can handle all those games fine, and it's so small, 14 inches, and it fits into any bag that I own. So that's cool. The design is pretty cool. I like the design. I wouldn't say it's my favorite design. I wish it was a little bit more minimalist, but the design is actually pretty cool for a gaming laptop, and it's not like crazy gaming. Like when you look at it straight on and from the back of it, like it's kind of more simple compared to most gaming laptop design. It's a cool looking design, you know, it's nothing too crazy. I really like the 120Hz screen at 1440p. The resolution is really clean and crisp, and then having a 120Hz screen, just it feels buttery, you know, it's really nice and smooth. The only thing is that it has ghosting, so like I wasn't even really familiar with ghosting before I got this laptop, but when you're using it, you can tell ghosting is just a little bit of like, I don't know, it's kind of like you kind of see an after image of what's happening on the screen. It's very like small and minimal, so you're not gonna really notice it too much, but it's there. It's kind of like the iPad Pro 120Hz screen. Like it's 120Hz, but it's not the smoothest 120Hz on the market. I think that Samsung tablets are more smooth compared to the iPad Pro screen, at least the 11-inch model that I have with me right here. So yeah, there's a little bit of ghosting, but 120Hz is really nice at a higher resolution. And then the keyboard is very nice. I really like the build quality. The keys are nice, good key travel and stuff like that people talk about in keyboards. It's one of the better keyboards that I've used for sure on a laptop and just in general, and I really enjoyed using it. The design of it is kind of cool, but it's kind of questionable. Like the lights, when they light up, you know, it's kind of like you can barely see the keys. You can barely see what's on the keys. So depending on the lighting situation of the room, and it's silver, so it's kind of reflective. But other than that, the keys feel really nice. There's a lot of options on the keys. There's function keys and a key that opens up the Asus Armory crate and other things like that. So it's a really cool keyboard. The charging speeds are really good. So, you know, if you need power really quickly, you can charge it up very fast and then get back into action, no problem. It has decent fan noise, so you can definitely hear the fans when you're, you know, playing at the highest performance, but the fans are actually not that loud when you think about the power that you're getting and, you know, the size of the device and stuff like that. It's actually pretty tolerable for me personally. And then the last advantage that I want to talk about is the customization. I mean, this might just be a Windows thing, but like there's a lot of things you can customize and do to make it to your liking. You can customize the theme, you can customize, you know, power settings, you can customize so many different things on the device. You can customize the anime matrix at the back, which is also a really cool touch to the design. And yeah, so there's pretty good customization on this device. So now I want to talk about some hindrances, some things that make it a little bit difficult to use the device or kind of get in the way, kind of block you from actually enjoying it. So let's get into that. So the first thing I want to talk about is the keyboard coil whine. So if you're not familiar with what coil whine is, it's basically like a high-pitched noise that, you know, electronic devices can do. This didn't happen at first, but after like a month or almost a month of owning the laptop, I started to hear this coil whining noise. And for me personally, my ears are pretty sensitive to like high pitched sounds and stuff like that. It was a pretty annoying sound to hear. So I went online, obviously, and checked Reddit and stuff like that. And the conclusion was that it has something to do with the lighting system of the keyboard. So when you turn on the keyboard lights, the sound goes away. And when you turn it off, the coil whine comes back, which is pretty annoying. And it made it kind of hard to use the laptop for a long periods of time, because of the fact that like I don't like to have the keyboard lights on all the time. Like I said, it can kind of make it hard to see the keys in different lighting situations. And then also screen brightness is another thing. It's not super bright, to be honest. So if I'm in a bright room, kind of like right now, I got the natural light from the balcony window coming into the room. If you're in a room like this, the screen brightness might be too dim. Even at max brightness, it's not that bright of a laptop. So the next hindrance is basically that this device has a very big learning curve. There's so many things that you need to do research on, so many things that you need to learn about in order to use this device at an optimal performance for your personal needs. So you got to learn about the GPU, you got to learn about the CPU, you got to learn about the Wi-Fi card, you got to learn about power settings, you got to learn about how to change key registries or whatever, and so many different settings in the device. You have to learn so many different things. You got to learn about there's like 5 different, this is another hindrance, there's 5 different softwares. It might be 5 or 6 softwares that you have to have on the computer in order to update the drivers properly. You can't just rely on Windows to update the driver on like other devices that you might be used to. You have to download the NVIDIA. You have to download. NVIDIA has like two different softwares. You have to download AMD software. You have to then download the Intel software if you change the Wi-Fi card, which I'll talk about soon. You have to have the Asus Armory Crate if you want to use like the anime matrix and different Asus features. So there's like so many different softwares that you have to keep track of and things that you have to learn. You can't just in my opinion, you can't just buy this laptop, plug it in or turn it on and start playing right away. You have to tweak it in order to make it run optimally. If you just start playing right away, then you're gonna have crazy loud fan noise and the computer is just gonna heat up so much. It's gonna be really hot to the touch if you don't tweak it. So yeah, there is a really big learning curve for this laptop compared to other devices, and it's definitely not a plug in and play right out of the box type of device for sure. So the learning curve is something you got to be aware of if you're looking to buy this device. And honestly, probably any gaming laptop or any PC that you build or any gaming PC, like if you want a game, like you have to learn a lot. Maybe it's all gaming laptops, but specifically for this device, in my experience, there is a lot to learn. And there's a lot that you need to be aware of in order to have a good experience that fits your personal need. And like from my experience, like I had to be on Reddit constantly. I spent hours looking on Reddit to learn different things. There's a whole subreddit for this device. For the past few years of Asus making these G14 laptops, and people have shared valuable information about how to tweak things, problems that might come up, things like that. And yeah, I spent hours looking at Reddit trying to optimize the device for me, and hours on YouTube just learning and stuff like that. And I finally got it to a place where the battery is actually really decent and the fan speeds are not super loud and it doesn't get hot at all. Another hindrance is the Wi-Fi card. So I said I would talk about that later. Here it is. The Wi-Fi card that came in this device, the stock Wi-Fi card, it's just not that good, man. It's a Realtek Wi-Fi card. No knock on Realtek, or my bad. It's a MediaTek Wi-Fi card that came inside the device. No knock on MediaTek, but that Wi-Fi card that came in the box has been given problems, and like a lot of people who bought this specific model, the 2021 model, they've been having issues with the MediaTek Wi-Fi card. And it's basically something that like if you're buying this device, you might as well just buy Intel Wi-Fi card like right away to have it ready for when your device comes so that you can change it, because this Wi-Fi card that comes with it is just, it has problems. Like the Wi-Fi will disappear, it will stop working, your computer will stop recognizing that it even has a Wi-Fi card in the first place, and it's just slower speeds in general compared to the Intel chips. It's not a good Wi-Fi card. Like that's a problem. So when you get this device, like I said, you're gonna have to buy a new Wi-Fi card most likely, and then when you buy that Wi-Fi card, probably the Intel chip, then you're gonna have to download Intel software to update the Intel drivers for that chip, and basically your computer becomes the avatar of computers. It has NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, and Asus all in one device. So that is a hindrance for using this device. You know, bad Wi-Fi card and all the different softwares to add onto the list. It's a really good laptop, but really high learning curve. So you gotta understand what you're getting into when you're buying this device. But in conclusion, I really enjoyed it. I would recommend this device, this laptop, for people who are looking for a small gaming laptop that, you know, has decent battery life, that has really good performance for most games and video editing and photo editing and all that stuff. It's just a really good device overall, despite, you know, the learning curve and the difficulties that you might experience. A lot of those things can be alleviated with some research, except for the Kucoin. You know, you can't really get rid of that, to my knowledge. So you just have to have the light on, the keyboard light on all times. So that's one thing that is really annoying, but it is a good laptop. So yeah, that's my experience with the Asus G14 2021 model. The 2022, it fixes like a lot of the issues that I spoke about, maybe, I think. And it's just overall better. It has a better screen, it has a webcam and different things like that. This model has no webcam, by the way, so yeah. But that is it for now. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully it helped you, and we out. Peace.